Hello and welcome once again to the Dwarven Tavern. I am your host, Lyric and Ian, and with me today is...
Ian.
And we will be talking about character classes, more specifically...
The monk.
And how they can be beneficial to you and your campaign. So... Kinda.
We're going.
Yeah. We're just...
Monks.
It's a ramble.
Monks are a difficult topic because it's so about their monastery and what they have been taught, and they must follow that.
Yeah.
It's like, even if, it's like, okay, you can technically have a bad monk, even though monks aren't, the character class monk isn't allowed to be evil.
Yes, it is.
What, is it?
It just has to be lawful.
It has to be lawful, but, okay, so it has to,
so
yeah, they have to follow their temple's law perfectly, no matter good or bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, a great example of that is that my character, Akathen, who is a monk, he is probably my main character, and he is a very high level. He's like 16th or 17th level, and high level for us, because we haven't had high level characters yet.
They may be only like from 15th or 12th to 20th level characters, but they've been through so much and have done so. They've achieved sainthood at 10th level, and 16th level they have already fought. They went up a ziggurat covered in demons, and they've gone trans dimensions, and they've done a lot for their current level.
But Akathen was high level, and he was sent off on his own personal mission, because they all were. Like, the entire group was sent on their own solo missions. And Akathen was sent up to find a particular older character, and he came in cahoots. He came in contact with another monastery, and
good fun.
That monastery actually turned out to be a monastery of not the Nazgul.
A monastery.
No, I'm trying.
That would have been.
Oh my God, what's that god's name? The
Harold.
Yes, him. I can't remember his name because I've never worshipped him. But
if you don't believe in him, he doesn't have any power.
Exactly. Haha. I'm more of a Farlane character. That's my type. That's actually Akathen's god.
Morgan.
But he was in battle basically with that monastery, and he just wiped them out. And that monastery was lawful evil. And that's like...
You said them monastery.
Them monastery
was evil.
But he wiped them out because it was his duty as a saint to rid the world of evil chaos.
It was like 350 something people that they actually have to roleplay every single engagement.
Yeah. And
his flurry of blows was allowing him to kill like 6 or 7 of the monks at a time, because he was just doing so much that he was like, and it breaches massive damage threshold and punch. It's like, you're one level? Like, okay.
But that's an example that monks can be of any sort and type.
Yeah. And they usually clash.
Yes.
The belief of two monasteries is rarely, at least in my opinion, working with one another.
Right. Oh, that actually reminds me, when Akathen was only 3rd level, he was the first to be challenged of all of the other saints.
Yeah.
No, excuse me. And excuse me again. He turned out to be challenged by another monk from another monastery. We actually had no idea.
And he just randomly walked up and was like, hey.
No, we had no idea who he was. His alignment, I don't even remember his alignment. But
He's just a guy.
They were conflicting monasteries. And so...
And the thing is, they're like, wait a second. You're a monk. What's your seal? And he's like, my seal is like the whatever the hell it was at the time.
Oh, Akathen, I think his seal was like a lotus, because he's now the brother of flowers.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't remember.
Yeah, he was like, wait, what's your seal? I was like, this seal. I was like, oh, we're conflicting monasteries.
Right,
and they immediately had to kill each other because it was in their doctrine.
Actually, that's not true. Akathen was willing to settle it peacefully and go different ways, but
the
dude said, it is a challenge. I have challenged you, and it is a battle to the death, one-on-one, no weapons. And Akathen, for the glory of his monastery, had to accept.
He beat the crap out of him.
He killed him. He killed him.
He didn't just beat the crap out of him. He beat out his organs. He beat out his bones.
Well, no, Agathen actually, that was a very close match because Agathen got dropped to his knees. And well, Agathen passed out 3 times his first level, so yeah. He's not very constitutious.
Well, he is now.
What? I don't even remember. But
constituted.
when they reached sainthood, they were able to communicate with the gods. And they had an angel messenger that would like frequent them and tell them messages from those that they had defeated in the past in their past history. And that monk actually came down to Agathen because Agathen was torn up about it until they reached sainthood.
Mm.
He's like, I can't believe I killed a person. That was an unnecessary death. And Agathen was visited by the angel, and he said, I have a message for you from whatever his name was. And
that random guy.
That random guy. And he said he congratulates you on your sainthood, and he also respects you more than ever before because you defeated him fair and square in single-handed combat, and he has nothing but respect for you, and he thanks you for the opportunity for the battle because you've become such a great person. And Agathen was like, oh my god!
Yeah, ultimate
well, I was. Agathen was like, who?
Yeah, Agathen was being his super monkliness, he was like, it's fascinating.
I'm very proud to hear that, and I respect him just equally. Thank you for this opportunity. And I'm like, oh my god!
Yeah, she was just destroyed.
Yeah, I'm a very emotional person, so when my character goes through something emotional like that, I'm like...
My dwarf was like, he was sitting there like eating something, nom. Neat. Nom.
So, what about monks who are... They don't necessarily have a monastery, or their monasteries are so small that their belief system can be influenced by the world around them. For example, Ross, Ian's monk character.
Well, it's more like a clan.
Yeah. He has so many monk characters named Ross that it actually became the clan of Ross that eventually it's a thing now in our family.
I rolled up like 8 hobbits in different occasions. Because when I was younger, I had like no imagination at all. I was like...
I named a character Yin Yang. And Ying Yan. They were twins.
That happened.
That happened. But continue.
Yeah. I had like 8 characters named Ross. And the thing is, it became a running theme. It wasn't just like, oh, I can't think of my name. It became an...
No, after the third Ross that you came up with, it became an inside joke. So he just had to do it.
So these hobbits, yes, hobbit monks. And they were incredibly awesome. They were amazing.
I'm sorry I keep interrupting you, but I think my favorite story was when we were under attack by giants? Or there was a giant in the group.
Are you talking about when we were going up the river?
I have no idea, but I remember Ross was killing everybody because everyone else was rolling really low, and it was...
He was just like a blender running around.
Basically. And when Ross, he had his weapon was throwing daggers, and he had 2 left. 3. He had 3 left, and he threw them.
Those were hobgoblins.
Oh, okay. Well, I remember them being giant, but I guess that's because you were a halfling.
It's a hobgoblin! I'll get you.
And he took the 3 daggers and went fa. And he hit like critical on 2 of them. And like the first one hit in the thigh, second one hit in the lower back, and then the third one hit in the shoulder. And he climbed the daggers.
Yeah, he ran up the daggers and then got a critical and punched through the back of its head. Just like thap 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 poof. And everyone else was like,
we were just like, did that just happen?
And he's like, yes.
And it was amazing. Like that is the pinnacle of Ross's character was that he...
And all of the Ross clan were like that.
Yeah.
But they didn't really have a doctrine, like a specific doctrine they followed. They were like...
they were just holy people.
They were practically like paladins of freedom instead of monks.
Yeah.
Because they were like... But they were like balance in everything. Balance in war, balance in love, balance in everything, balance in trades. Like, they didn't really care for money because everything was balanced, and they were okay with that. and that's how they lived their lives.
Yeah.
And that's why they ended up, joining a party and going with them on their adventures, because if you have no reason to be in a party, you shouldn't be.
Right. So, when Ross developed his own, one of the Rosses, Ross of the eighth of his name, he developed the monastery of Ross, and it became this whole thing where you have to be good, protect your others, and live for the moment is basically Ross's doctrine. And
they're awesome.
That's another really good take on monks, is that they don't have to, they can actually branch off from the monastery. And I'm pretty sure there's rules in one of the many Dwarven Tavern books, Dungeons and Dragons books. One of the many books over this way that you can see, that says something about what happens when your monk leaves a monastery.
Yeah.
But when our characters leave a monastery, we still abide by, like, sometimes we still go by first edition rules, and we...
Yeah, it's like, I'm not part of that monastery anymore. It's like, your entire monastery is going to try and kill you if you do that. It's like, yeah. Let's do this.
Let's do this!
Yeah.
But it just goes to show, like, well, Ross was, when his monastery actually let him go to create his own monastery, because he was taking the learnings of the previous monastery with him.
Yeah.
And it was like, be good and be righteous in your own way, and teach the preachings in your own words. And Ross is like, okay.
Right?
So, that's another really good example. Bad monks.
Yeah.
Bad monks are monks that don't follow the rules. They're the ones
that do their own thing. It's like, are you rogue?
Yeah.
It's like, one of the main things is like, to be a monk, you need to be selfless.
You need
that's
to
pretty
give
much how
up
monks
all
work.
personal possessions.
Yeah, and the thing is, monks are more efficient without possessions most of the time.
Yeah, and that without armor, without shoes.
Yeah.
Agatha doesn't have any shoes.
Yeah, it's like, the more possessions you have, the less monk you are, because the less monk you are.
Yeah.
Because, like, you start wearing more and more armor, you slowly become a fighter, and you lose your monk traits because you're not a monk anymore, because you don't do monk things.
Yeah. But I guess the word of advice for this particular video would be kind.
Be kind?
Be kind?
No.
No, but when you are a monk, make sure that you are obeying the law. Whether your monastery says obey the monastery's law or obey the law that you are currently in, obey the law. Obey the law!
Obey the law!
But a monk can be neutral or good or evil, and I guess it depends on the character.
They just have to remain being a monk, just like a paladin remain being a paladin. They have to follow their monastery's doctrine. Or unless you're making a new doctrine. You can be a monk of your own doctrine, because, that's how monasteries happen in the first place.
Ross.
Ross. So, yeah, basically, be the monk that you're supposed to be.
And monks don't have to be quiet, stoic characters. They can be fun-loving and happy-going.
There are monks
That's Ross. Yeah. Ross is the one that he's a hobbit, so he loves parties and dancing and music.
He's a cool guy, so it's like, let's do
this. Acathan is a stereotypical stoic, quiet character, but that's mostly because Lyric's a bad role player and didn't know what to do for 3 levels. Mm-hmm. So, on that note, I guess we will part ways with you for now. So on behalf of the whole cast and crew of the Dwarven Tavern, I am your host, Lyric Owens.
I'm Ian Goins.
And we wish for you to want nothing for adventure. We wish for you to want nothing but adventure. I messed it up, but I apologize. Subscribe, like, share. Even if you don't like it, share it anyway. And at first I feared it, then I charged. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.